Hey everyone, I'm going to make a short video today about how you can create an easy, more advanced Cornell note template using Apple Notes that works well across all your devices and then utilizes Apple Intelligence to help you quiz on your notes. Now, I'm not going to go into detail about Cornell Notes and what they are and how they should be used. There's plenty of online tutorials and examples. But if you haven't seen Cornell Notes before, it is a very effective way of note-taking. And this is the basic template that you'll see in many of the use cases for Cornell Notes. You have a subject area at the top, which is maybe your topic or your subject or your essential questions. Then you have details, which are your notes that you're going to gather during lectures or videos in bulleted form or some kind of shorthand. And you're going to be adding key points over time as you study your notes, and then maybe a summary at the end. And many times you'll see these flip-flop key points on the left and details on the right if you're used to Cornell Notes. And just to give you a concrete example, here's an actual layout and what it would look like. Now, this looks a little different than the template I showed you. It doesn't have the essential question at the top, but it's basically the same idea. You have your cues on one side, you have your notes on the other. These might be keywords, these might be key questions, these might be other things that you're taking notes on after you've collected your first notes, and then a summary at the end. Now, what we want to do is transform this into Apple Notes. Now, one of the first things you might try to do in Apple Notes is to use tables, because you see two different columns. I want to have a two-column format. But with Apple Notes, as you probably know, it's really difficult to work with tables. Tables are not expandable. And once you have them in tables, moving between different devices doesn't look very good. For example, this particular one I set up doesn't look that good on an iPhone. It's not easily expandable, contractible, and you start to have issues within the tables themselves. For example, if you hit carriage return, if I come down here and I hit carriage return, it jumps between that, one more carriage return, it creates a new line in the table. So you have to use the option carriage return. So all these add up to saying maybe using tables is not a good idea. So what I've done instead is I've removed the tables and I've created a new template that basically uses headers and subheaders that allows me to enter notes but also expand and contract sections. And that, of course, removes the side-by-side view, but the easy thing about this is now the headers allow me to work in areas by collapsing this, say, a section, and I can work specifically in one section. So if I wanted to collapse out the top, the main ideas, and the summary for now, but I could work within my notes section. And each one of these subsections within notes can be collapsed as well, giving me a place to focus and then to expand later, and then add main ideas near the top if I want to add additional bullet points and refer back to where I added notes. So you can see here, I have standard setup as two columns, 1.0. You can see this is pointing back to the method, which gives me a lot of flexibility between moving back and forth between notes and those main points. So now you get the great benefit of Apple Notes. You get links, so now I can link out to external websites. I can also link to other notes, and now I have tagging. So those three things give me an added benefit. Additionally, I can now see these on my iPad and my iPhone, and they look good. So they have a nice look. They scale correctly as I change the window size. So if I change this window size, you'll see it scales very nicely to whatever device I have. And now, as I mentioned earlier, you have all the power of Apple Notes. So I can come down here. I could add a link to another note. We could pick another note there. I could come in here and add some tags if I wanted to. So just add tags, maybe my semester class that I'm at. And then an interesting addition I put at the end of the template was this quiz template. And the idea with the quiz template is you can use ChatGPT integrated in Apple Notes to create a quiz, a question and answer quiz for you. And it wouldn't have to be question and answer. It could be multiple choice, whatever you want, true or false. But in my case, I'm just going to do the question and answer. So all you do is just highlight that, start the ChatGPT interface. I'm going to compose. I already have the question and answer predefined. So I say create a quiz of 6 questions and answers about this note using the quiz template. Replace the question and answer with the quiz questions. So let's just run that. And you're going to see here, ChatGPT is going to scan through all my notes and it is going to create the actual quiz for me. So now you can see question 1. What is the Cornell note-taking method designed for? And it answers it for you. Describe the standard setup of Cornell Notes. What type of materials can Cornell Notes be used with? And this is a fantastic way to review your material as you're going, or later on. You could actually change these questions. You could add additional quizzes. One thing I do is I actually highlight the question and answer the question itself, and then format it to a subheading so that I can hide the answers. So I could do this, say, let's do that for 2 questions here. For question 2, we'll make that a subheading. And you can see here, I could just hide question 1. I could hide question 2. And I could do that for all the questions and answers. So this is just a great way to study and use all the power of Apple Notes. Now, another thing I've done is I've created a shortcut that will actually create the Cornell Note for me. Now, this is going to look a little bit different than what I have because shortcuts can't necessarily do all the formatting that I need, but it basically creates the template. So if I just run this, you can enter the title, say History 201, and we create a subtitle too, say Chapter 6, The Gilded Age of America. Then hit done. It'll create the note for me, and I can add whatever tags I want to that. So I could add a couple tags, done. And then this is what you would see. It's actually a pre-formatted note now. It has the collapsible sections, and then it has the quiz at the end and has your tags. And then you could modify this any way you want, but at least gives you that shortcut way of creating something. Maybe for you, if you want a little more design on this, and shortcuts have some limitations on that, you just may want to create a template within Apple Notes and just make a duplicate and use that. But this is one way to do it. I will share the shortcut in the video description for you, so hopefully that'll help you as well. So I hope that helped you with Cornell Notes. This is definitely a more advanced way to use Cornell Notes. Generally, Apple Notes gives you a lot of power. And in the future, I'm going to be creating some videos about a way you can structure your folders for a class that would integrate well with these notes, and also with any kind of note taking. So again, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. It helps the channel a lot. And hopefully we'll see you in the next video.